So it's been a long while since I've been able to do one of these, so I'm super excited to announce that there is a new company in my portfolio, and it is one I touched on recently, and this one has been in my sights for quite a while, but I finally pulled the trigger after having a final look at the company's performance, financial state and growth potential. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Nordnet AB, or Save Stock. So this is a Swedish online broker firm. It IPO'd back on November 27th, 2020, and the stock is already up like 63% since then. It's currently sitting at about 40 billion svenska kronor market cap, which is about 4.77 billion USD. It pays about 1% dividend, and the P ratio is sitting at right around 35, which is still not too bad for a highly profitable small growth company like this one. So Nordnet is a Swedish online broker firm that offers various financial services to people in the Nordic region. So where I live, Norway, Sweden, Denmark and Finland. And they offer equity trading, lending, various gearing and options, retirement accounts, and even their own little online trading community called Shareville, which is like Facebook for investors, where you can follow other investors, rate them, you get ranked among everyone on the platform, and I think you can even copy other people's trades. Anyways, this is one of the only local regional providers in the Nordic region, and they're able to offer cheaper and more efficient trading than any of its competitors. So the Nordic countries all rank in like the top 15 of GDP per capita, and the top 15 in, well, just about everything. They have some of the strongest and safest and soundest capital markets and economies of any countries anywhere in the world. So it's pretty much the best place in the world to be a financial service company, and Nordnet is now the biggest and fastest growing player in this lucrative market. Now, although it's a fairly old company, it was actually established back in 1996, I believe, it has only taken off recently, and it has gained massive market share, and it has captured respectively 5, 6, 11 and 13% of all shares being traded in those 4 countries. So it's now the biggest and fastest growing player, and it almost doubled their volume from 2019 to 2020. So not only the biggest, also fastest growing. This trading comes from 1.2 million customers, making about 58 million trades a year. And from this, Nordnet collects money in terms of fees and interest rates, and they're able to collect as much as $6 per transaction. So every time you sell or buy a stock, because there's no Robinhood or Schwab or Vanguard in the Nordic region, so there's no race to the bottom in terms of fees, so they're able to collect much more. And from $2.6 billion in revenue, so that's in Swedish kronor, they're left with 1.2 billion. So they have a profit margin of 44%, which is 6% higher than Apple's. So this is also a highly profitable company as well. Now to not question of the day, but comment of the day, and it comes from Emil Oprisa. So he commented on my European video where I talked about how Europe was an undervalued market. He says, the US is overvalued because of all the stimulus cash being thrown around. So the Federal Reserve printing money. At some point the music will stop. I think the US being overvalued and like the Fed printing too much money is a bit overcooked, and I think if the music stops for the US, it stops for everyone else. And the US still has had better returns, and even if we have a crash caused by the US like in 2009, I even think the US will recover quicker. And it's not like US is the only country printing money, and investors are buying and lending everything the US is printing. So sure, it might be overvalued, but I wouldn't speculate too much on it, and the US still tends to perform better. So another advantage of Nordnet is being able to promote their own stock. So they have the biggest online broker platform, and they can discreetly sell their stock to their customers. And people in the Nordic region, so Swedes, Norwegians, Danes and Finns, are notorious for investing within the region and only looking at national companies. And I think that's one of the reasons why some of the indexes from those countries have done better than the S&P 500, I believe. So it's a very strong region, a lot of investing within the region, and they're always looking for new exciting companies. And Nordnet is one of the biggest ones right now. So I'm sure if you're a happy customer of Nordnet, you're highly likely to have a look at the stock as well. And if Nordnet continues its cost cutting and maintains its growth, it could expand internationally outside of the region. I don't think they will, especially not like to the UK or outside of Europe, but who knows, maybe to Netherlands, Iceland, the Baltics, Poland, who knows, probably not. I think more likely they'll take all the cash they're making, it's a cash cow, and pay more dividend. So they're already paying 1%, which is pretty good for a growth stock. Like if a stock is growing at like 30% a year while maintaining 1% in dividend, your aggregate result is going to be crazy. So I think this is one of the rare companies that is going to be a growth stock and a dividend machine. As a customer of Nordnet as well, I couldn't be more happier. The trading is quick, cheap, reliable. The orders go through in just a couple of seconds versus minutes with my other broker. The fees is just about half of my other broker. The customer service is quicker, easier, more accessible, very competent. The website is very user friendly, and I know plenty of people, in fact almost everyone I know, use the platform. They have no complaints, and they even tell me just out of the blue how great of a service it is. So that's obviously the most important thing. How happy are the customers? We are very happy. And I think many of us are also now looking at, buying the stock. So I encourage all my international viewers to have a look at this company. If you're looking for a growth stock, financial stock, or if you want to dip your toes in the Nordic region, there's a lot of good stuff going on there. I think Sweden is actually maybe the best country to invest in. The companies perform very well. The country is a great environment for innovation and business and finance. The economies are very strong. This is a regional player, so it's much easier to stay isolated from problems outside the region. It's not one of those fintech plays that you have no clue how they make money. No, they have interest rates and fees, so they make real money on real customers. No Robin Hood, free trading stuff. So I encourage you to have a look. It's also traded in svenska kronor, which could be a great diversification away from the US dollar. I mean, I have my entire portfolio in US dollars, and since the Corona crash, it has gone down almost 30% compared to my local currency. So that's definitely a headwind you can experience sometimes. So having a few different currencies, I think, can maybe help your portfolio. And Nordnet is not going to bump out one of my older holdings for now, but I might trade one of my old ones for more shares in Nordnet. And I'm planning on making it a 10 to 15% position right off the bat because of its growth potential, dividend, and the fact that it's a new currency for me. So going to be a big position, my first non-US holding. I'm very excited. Let me know what you think about it, or if you have any other Nordic companies you're looking at. I do live here, so I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be posting slightly fewer videos going forwards because I've been just pumping out the videos, and I feel like they've been getting worse and worse. So I want to upload videos for you guys, but only when I feel like I really have something to tell you, okay? So thanks for watching. Hope I'll see you in my next one. Drop a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, remember, take care, guys.